Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So here's another deck profile for you guys today, and it's another fan favorite as well as a personal favorite of mine. This time it's on Salamangreats. So I finally got the playset of the Salamangreat Gazelle QCRs, and I figured I'd just showcase to you guys not only just the new rarity, but as well as some new changes to the deck, because thankfully I was able to get a lot of cool new cards, and yeah, this is gonna be a treat. So let's go and get started. So the main deck is still 40 cards, starting off obviously with 3 copies of Gazelle. This is your heart and soul of the entire deck. And again, the QCR really looks nice, so definitely happy to have this. But anyway, if a Salamangreat monster is sent to the graveyard, it special summons itself, literally for free, except during the damage step. And then if it's normal or special summon, you can send any Salamangreat card from your deck to the grave. So basically, Foolish Burial and Foolish Burial Goods all in one package. Next, I'm only playing 2 copies of Spinny now because again, this is just kind of going with some new changes with the deck. Because now I'm playing a lot of extenders, and Spinny is definitely one of the best extenders. But it's one of those cards that you'd rather just send to the graveyard. That way you can, take full advantage of it. But if it's in your opening hand, that's still good too. And you have a lot of ways to search this card anyway, so. But yeah, I figured 3 was just the one too many. And yeah, I just kind of went with that. Moving on, 1 copy of Foxy. An additional normal summon for the deck, but I mostly use it for its graveyard effect, where if there's a face-up spell or trap on the field, you discard a salad card, and then you can special summon this card. And of course, the ability to pop a face-up spell or trap is optional. But this is pretty handy against the Yubel matchup, because you want to get rid of that Nightmare Pain or that Nightmare Throne, depending what's already on the field. So yeah, it's just a way to just deal with that in general. Next up, 1 copy of Salamangreat Weasel. I'm sorry, I said that wrong. Another fantastic addition to the deck. Well, actually, it's already been in my deck, but it's a great card overall because, again, it's just an extender. If there are 2 or more Salad monsters in the graveyard, you can special summon this card. And what's also relevant about this card is that it's a tuner monster, which, as some of you already know, I do play 1 synchro monster in my extra deck. But it also has a neat graveyard effect where if you special summon a Salamangreat monster, you can target 1 other Salamangreat monster in your graveyard. Place this card to the bottom of your deck, special summon the other monster, and then you get to draw 1 card. Of course, the other monster goes to your opponent's side of the field, but I mean, that's kind of fine because, what's your opponent really going to do with it? Unless you're playing Snake Eye, they can just make a Hita, but that's about it. And if you have a way to just get rid of that monster for yourself anyways, it doesn't really matter in the end. But yeah. Moving on, 1 Jack Jaguar, a great card just to recycle your stuff. 1 Falco, same thing. And I decided to finally bring back 1 copy of Salamangreat Mirror. Since we are on 3 circles, Mirror is just a good way to just, again, just an extender, especially if it's added to your hand except by drawing, it just special summons itself for free. And also, you can reveal this card, special summon it in your hand, and then if this card is in your hand, you can discard 1 other Salamangreat monster, special summon it. So, sorry, I kind of read the wrong line of text there, but yeah. There's a lot of good ways you can utilize this. Also, funny enough, if Falco is already in your graveyard, and if you're forced to just normal summon the Mirror, you can normal summon Mirror, use Falco effect, bounce it back to your hand, and then Mirror will still be able to trigger and just special summon itself. So, yeah, Mirror just has a lot of great utility. Next up, 3 copies of Flame Buffalo. As y'all already know, I prefer this over Lady Debug, because Lady Debug is just more vulnerable to all forms of hand traps, whereas Flame Buffalo, you can just chain block it off of Balinks and still get the draw 2 effect. So yeah, Buffalo is just really good. And for other Cyberse cards, 1 Code of Soul does come up quite a lot, as well as 1 copy of EMP Meowmine. Again, fantastic extenders. This one just makes it so if you control a Link monster, you can special summon this. And if EMP Meowmine is in your hand, so long as there's a Link monster either on your field or grave, it special summons itself. And EMP Meowmine also has a disruption effect, which can come up, so just bear that in mind. Alright, so now moving on to my hand trap lineup. I cut down on hand traps just a little bit. So I'm playing 9 hand traps total, so 3 Ash, 3 Ghost Mourner, and 3 Imperm. I like Ghost Mourner because it's pretty handy, especially for time, so yeah, it's just such a tricky card to deal with. Now moving on to the spells. 3 Circle, best spell in your whole deck. 2 Silent Mining. 3 is a little too much, so, and plus, if your opponent ashes this card, it basically becomes a -2. But I mean, it does come up when it needs to. 2 Fire Recovery. This is one of the cards that helps me play around Nibiru, especially, actually, Weasel also helps me play around Nibiru as well. So, even if I do get nibbed, I'm always going to be able to have some kind of follow-up play. So, yeah, Fire Recovery is really handy. For the 1 of spells, 1 Will, and 1 Sanctuary. Now moving on to the newest addition to my deck, 3 copies of Triple Tactics Thrust. So yes, I finally got my hands on a playset. I picked up my 2nd copy and 3rd copy literally on the same day, so I was happy to find them. And yeah, Triple Tactics Thrust is such a fantastic card, because like I do play several normal spells, as y'all already know. So, and this also brings out your Salamangreat, so that way you can like extend your options to like what you want to dump off of Gazelle's effect and so forth. I do have the 1 talent and 1 called by the grave, and talents can also be brought out by Triple Tactics Thrust. So yeah, this card's pretty crazy. The only downside is that it sets the card if your opponent doesn't control a monster and you can't activate it at that same turn. But if they do control a monster, you can just add it to your hand, and then Triple Tactics Thrust becomes extra broken. And of course, for the trap cards, 1 Rage, 1 Roar, just 1 of each, you know? So yeah, Thrust, definitely a card I would recommend playing. All right, now for my extra deck, not much has really changed. Still on 3 Balinks, 2 Sunlight Wolf, because it's recyclable, 2 Raging Phoenix. I'd like a 3rd, but 2 is just fine. I'm also on the 1 Zealantis, 1 SP Little Knight. New addition, I finally decided to bring in Cypress Wicked. In fact, I've been trying to dig through my bulk to find one of these, and I'm surprised I don't have very many of them. But it searches out any Cypress tuner monsters, so definitely a great way just to get your copy of Salamangreat Weasel. 1 Hita against any other fire deck, so like Snake Eyes or even Fire Kings or Snake Eye Fire King. So yeah, it's pretty generic. And of course the 1 Promethean Princess, that comes up quite a bit. For my Xyz, I got the 1 Abyss Dweller still. Yeah, I'm only on 2 level 4s technically speaking, but I mean, it is possible to bring them out. And 1 Mirage Stallion, and of course you already know how much I love the Black Rose Dragon in this deck, because it just has such a funny interaction with Raging Phoenix. And yeah, Black Rose Dragon is just crazy. All right, now for the sideboard, playing 3 copies of Phantasme. You know, it's a budget option to the Malcharmies, especially when the new one comes out, so this is as good as I can get right now. 3 Drone Lockbird, 3 Nib. I was considering main decking this over Ghost Mourner, but I like the Ghost Mourner right now, and Nib is just good, you know, depending on the right matchup. So yeah, because like against Yubel, like they're gonna make that Phantom pretty early on, and Nib can be if they cancel out your Nib, you're gonna be in a rough spot. 3 Cosmic Cyclone, because I feel like banishing spells and traps right now hurts a little bit more. But I mean, like, you could always play the Lightning Storm and Harpy's Feather Duster instead if you wanted to. And last but not least, 3 copies of D Barrier. So yeah, all great cards, and they all have like their uses. But anyway, that's all I got for you guys today, and hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll catch you guys again next time.